A very cool and funny film. Obviously a clever play on genres, where you take one and juxtapose it next to the complete opposite. It's very much like the Edgar Wright style of filmmaking, which is great. If you think of films like Hot Fuzz. Fascist! And this is a style of parody which we're seeing a lot more often these days. There were some really funny moments in there, just the way you see them playing up to all the generic plot points that you see in action movies, where you get the inciting incident and then the first attempt at retribution, and then they fail, and then they have to push matters a step further, and just before it looks like all is lost, they pull it off. And then at the end you get that ridiculously uplifting, hopeful resolution, which, by the way, if you notice, is the exact formula used for every action movie. It's so ridiculously predictable. Everybody knows it. Films these days are all the same, and they really are. It's because they're following a formula that makes them easily digestible for bloody plebs like you and me. That's right, it's because we're just idiots who need our movies mashed up like baby food, so we can keep our eyes on that moving photo thing up on the screen without our brains getting in a pickle and having a nervous breakdown right there in the bloody cinema. It's not even the main plot points either. The Hollywood machine has in recent years been experimenting with cloning technology with relative success.
There's something happening in New York City, or maybe a remote mountain location, or possibly the ocean. But wherever it is, whatever it is, it will be like nothing you haven't seen before.
In 2010, some scientists from the laboratory of the freaking obvious in America land analysed mainstream films from over 70 years to discover that everything from the 1990s onwards was being edited similarly in order to facilitate the common man's attention span. It was exploiting the basic psychology of a viewer in opposed to challenging and stimulating it, opening the mind to something new. Of course, there is no uplifting resolution to this paradigm of generics. In fact, it's only likely to get worse since we're all hooked on the internet drip feed, destroying our attention spans, posting selfies, clapping our hands to 3-minute fail compilations, hating on society's misfortunate, fuck you! And all the whilst trying to go for a bloody swim. But I also liked it because it demonstrates how you can nowadays just take an affordable digital camera with some software and a computer and create a really entertaining, fully fledged movie. On the other hand though, it did still cost 20,000 euros to produce, and that's not uncommon at all, but you know, it's a little bit too much for my liking. But that's fair enough, and it has absolutely nothing to do whether the film is actually good or not. I thought all of the actors did a fantastic job. They all did their roles perfectly. Obvious professionals. They get the comic timing and the expressions just perfect, so I was really happy about that. The film looks beautiful, it sounded perfect, and yeah, good French film. Good work, Frenchies, good work. I like the film, well done. Was that sarcastic?